Hello everyone, my name is Rizky Rimbawan Asdi, and in this video, we will talk about a party from Germany that were called as the NSDAP, or the National Sozialistische Deutsche Arbeiterpartei, or commonly known as the Nazi Party. So the Nazi Party has been active from 1920 to 1945, and they have ruled Germany from 1933 to 1945. So the Nazi Party originated from the city of Munich in the state of Bavaria, but it was not instantly called as the NSDAP, but it was called as the German Workers' Party. But that eventually they, of course, evolved into the NSDAP, to the party that we know. So moving on to the leadership aspect, as we know from the picture itself, this is Adolf Hitler, the party leader of the Nazi Party. So Hitler was a charismatic leader. Yes, I know, quite ridiculous, but he is actually. He was a quasi-religious leader who provided nearly spiritual purposes of salvation and redemption, which, unlike a regular politician who offer things like fewer taxes and more health programs. So moving on to their value system, Hitler was an extreme nationalist, believing the German Aryan race should dominate. His expansionist policy, called Lebensraum, is for the German people. Hitler wanted to create a generation of young Aryans who were physically fit and totally obedient through programs such as the Hitler Youth. He believed this policy would unite Germany and ensure it was the strongest nation on earth. Moving on to their daily activities. So propaganda was one of the day-to-day activities of the party, employed to mold the German public conviction and behavior. They inundated the German population with posters, movies, radio, museum exhibits, and other media to help generate support and to develop a sense of acceptability for Germany's future. So moving on to the loyal follower aspect. So after the Nazi took power in 1933, they have begun to change in terms on how to get more loyal followers. And one of the changes they make is on the indoctrination of the youth of the German people. And the way they've done this by forming an organization such as the Hitler Youth Organization. As you can see here from the picture, you don't often see an organization that focuses on children to train them to shoot rifles. So moving on to Nazi symbolism, this, as you may know, is the swastika. But as if you don't know, swastika is actually not made by the Nazis. The swastika is an ancient symbol that was used in various cultures for at least 5,000 years before Adolf Hitler made it the centerpiece of the Nazi flag. So we're moving on to group position on Nazi ideology spectrum. So as you can see in the left picture is basically the ideal Aryan race, while in the right picture is a Jewish people. So obviously, just like I explained in the value system, they think that the Aryan race of Germany should be on the top of other races, while the Jewish people is basically their lowest ranking on their the way they think of it as in their ideology spectrum, which they think as despicable and such. So moving on to party continuity. So one of the most supporting factor on why does the German or basically the Nazi party quite rule Germany for quite a long time, from 1933 to 1945, is, as I explained earlier, is because of their propaganda. Their propaganda is so effective, even reaching in 1945, there are still loyal followers that follow them to the very end. while the obstacle factor is, I would say, a foreign one. Since their policy on the Levantron is basically expansionist, they have to fight another nation to basically expand this policy. Basically, they want to expand the Aryan race by basically going to war with other nations. So obviously, as you might all know, that the party is gone, basically they're dead. But unfortunately, the idea is still lives on. So, and we can see it by the rising right-wing party in Germany, basically, and not also in Germany, but there have been a rising right-wing party throughout the Western nation in France, Poland, Austria, Hungary, Italy, even in America too. So we're moving on to final part, which is my individual assessment on this party. So obviously I will give it a 0 since the context that I talk about is basically the Nazi itself. And we, as you might all know, that they're quite horrible. Well, and I will not think I will follow the way that they think they were right. And I think that will be it, I guess, of this video. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.